So you want to get some easy XP, level up some guns, maybe just level up in general, or even grind out the infestation camo. Well, lucky for you, I found a method for you guys to actually get a pile up on zombies, where basically you're not invincible, but the zombies only come from one spot, so it's extremely easy to basically sit there and just get a bunch of headshots really easily. And in the gameplay that I'm going to use in this video, you guys will see that I do end up getting 745 headshots in about 28-29 rounds just by using this method, and I didn't even think twice about doing anything. I just basically sat there and I got a bunch of headshots for free. As always, if this video does help you, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. It helps me out massively. Let's get into the method. So before we actually jump into the entire method of what we're going to do in game, we need to put on some certain augments. So the ones that I would recommend 100% for the Juggernaut, you want to go ahead and put probiotic on. That increases your maximum health. It's basically just going to give you an extra bit of health so you don't die as quickly. And also durable plate, because you are going to get hit like a little bit here and there. So the longer your plates work, the less you have to worry about plating up. The more you can just sit there and basically AFK it while watching like a movie or something. And it's always helpful to have more HP. Now this isn't really necessary, but you can put it on just in case you want it on. You can put on the dead break minor augment. Basically it means that if the zombies have armor pieces, it doesn't really protect them as well and you can kill them quicker, so it's just nicer to have like extra damage. But the number one thing that you want to have on is on elemental pop, and you want to have electric cherry. Basically, if you haven't played the old COD zombies, basically when you reload, it emits like an electricity thing and it basically stuns the zombies, and this is going to allow you to reload your gun very easily. Now for the rest of it, choose whatever gun you want, whatever melee you want, all that stuff. What I will recommend though is using Aether Shroud. The reason we're going to do this is just in case we need to escape like a dodgy situation. This will let us run away. And then of course you can use whatever gobble gums and everything, that doesn't matter at all. Okay, so now we've established everything that you need to actually do this method. We're going to go ahead, we're going to go into select match, and we want to go on to survival. Now what I personally would recommend is playing in a squad. That way when the giant bears end up coming, that you can have your teammates end up dealing with it instead of you having to fight it. Because when the bears do come, you have to basically get out of the spot and fight the bear and then get back in the spot. And obviously when you start getting to near like round 30 is when they start spawning like 3, so that's when you kind of have to restart your game. But you can do this in a solo match if you prefer. For this video, I'm just going to quickly go into a solo match so I can show you how to actually get into the spot. Okay, so you have spawned into your match now, and basically what you want to do is first off, obviously destroy all the fungus on this thing and essentially set up the power pump. That way you can start pack-a-punching and all that sort of stuff. And this is super easy. You just shoot all this stuff off if you haven't played this before, and then you go ahead and you shoot the one at the top. There we go, we got it in the end. And now you've done that, it will let you open up the barn and you can go ahead and pack a punch. But if you don't want to open up the barn, say you've got a gobble gum that lets you put your gun to legendary rarity, for example, then go ahead and pop that, do whatever you want to do. But basically you want to get set up and level up your gun a little bit. Now, I already have gameplay of me in the spot with a legendary gun, tier 3 pack-a-punch, so I'm not going to bother doing that. Basically, the spot, if you don't know, is up in this corner right here. Basically, we're just going to come here. We're going to open up the door once we've got 2,000 essence. And it is really as simple as just kind of standing, floating off that corner, and then the zombies kind of pile up and start jumping up in one spot. It is one of the most simple pile-ups I've ever seen, and I don't understand how it's so easy to do. I mean, from what I've heard, there are pile-ups on the other map as well, and they seem pretty easy as well, so I don't know if they just didn't test these maps, but the pile-ups are pretty easy this year. So we have 2,000 points now. We go ahead, open up this, we want to go up the stairs, and if you didn't know, this is where the Wonder Fizz machine is as well. But simply all you're going to do is, instead of just standing inside this room, you're going to come over here, back up into this corner, have it so your feet are kind of floating like that, and as you see, all the zombies will just start jumping up from down there and up here, and you can just sit here and you can just keep basically shooting your gun until you need to either save yourself or pack a punch or whatever, and you can just keep jumping down, getting ammo from over there, coming back here, and just do this over and over again until you've got all your camos, your XP. Maybe you want to just farm a bunch of XP. I don't know what you want to do, but it is really this simple. You just, once again, you open up this, and all you have to do is just come over here, have your feet kind of floating like that, I don't even know if you have to have your feet floating like that, but stand in this general area and you can just sit here and shoot. That is all you need to do to get this method to work. And like I say, I already have gameplay of me doing it with a tier 3 pack-a-punch gun, legendary rarity, and I got like 700 headshots. So, as you can see here, here's some gameplay of me being on round 20 and I have my gun tier 2 pack-a-punch. And I'm basically in a spot where I am set up, I'm fully good to go. And as you can see, the amount of headshots you can just get very, very quickly is insane. And because they made it only 1,000 or not 2,000 this year, this method is very, very good for like actually just grinding through the camos and also just purely getting XP if you want to just sit here, just farm a little bit of XP. I think the zombies XP is kind of bugged right now, like you're not getting as much as you should be, but it's still pretty good if you just want to turn your brain off and just fire your gun for a bit. And I mean, you can see even if it does get a little bit hectic, it's fine because of the augments we put on, the ones to boost our health, but not only that, the one that we put on for the cherry fizz, which is the one that you need to have. It basically, every time you reload after you get a bunch of kills, you will get that little electric charge and it will basically let you reload your gun without having to worry about dying to the zombies. And that's why I told you guys to put that on. But also, like I did mention, you do need to get out of the spot when you end up getting towards the rounds with the bears in them, especially when there is multiple bears and they start tanking damage. You need to get out of the spot and basically kill them, or if you're like me and you're playing in a co-op game like I was, then you can kind of leave it to your teammates to do it. But if it does start coming your way or like tracking towards you, then hop out the spot, kill it, and then get back in the spot. Like I did say as well, I would highly recommend stopping the game at around 28, 29. When there's multiple bears that spawn in, you can either just back out or you can try and exfil. It is up to you. But at that point, there's no point staying in the game when there's that many bears spawning in. It's going to take too long to kill them, and then you're going to have them like every round as well. So it's actually more efficient to just kind of restart then, get back in the spot, and then do it over and over again like that. But like I say, hopefully this has taught you how to do the pile up glitch. It's not really a glitch. It's just kind of you standing in one spot and they just end up jumping up one spot. It's not really a glitch, but it's still technically a pile up. But like I say, if you did enjoy or you learned anything new, please consider dropping a like, leaving a subscription on the channel. Helps me out massively, and I'll catch you boys in the next one.